Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's test video we are going to learn how to play the King's Gambit opening. Let me open the analysis board first. We are going to learn how to play the King's Gambit opening. King's Gambit opening, I think most of you know. We start with the moves e4, e5 and then white plays f4, e4, e5 and then white plays f4. So, at the first glance, this looks a very risky move because white is opening up his king side. Yes. So, of course, but do some nasty checks like this. Some nasty checks like this, but there is a good reason to play this. That you can guess or see in my video. I will tell it. Okay, so let's start the video without any late. So from here there are two main lines. I'll show you both of them. If black takes this pawn, that's the king's gambit accepted line, and if he doesn't take the pawn, then it's the king's gambit declined variation. So these are the two variations. We'll see both of them. In this video, we will focus on the accepted line and I will show you all the popular variations. Yes, I am going to show you all the popular variations. And strategies for white, and also how black can counter this opening. Now when black takes, the immediate threat is queen h4 check, so white needs to be careful. See, he'll try to come here to this square and give a check. So white needs to be careful. So now let us see. So queen to h4. Some good options are bishop e2 or bishop c4. Bishop e2 or bishop c4. Developing the bishop, and at the same time also vacating this f1 square for the king to do castling, means, or the king to move. In fact, bishop c4 was played by so many people, like also Bobby Fischer played this and he won many games in this variation. So I'm going to show you. So now this is also called the bishop's gambit, but anyways the best move I feel is knight f3, which is also the most popular move. In this position it is the most popular move, and now let's try and understand the objective of this opening. So let's go to knight f3. Black is pawn up and he always has a slight advantage. From white's perspective, it's all about dominating the center and focusing on rapid development. Look, white has forced this pawn away from the center, and now he can easily push to d4. Yes, we can, and gain center control and also try to regain this. Pawn, and then we'll be attacking the c7 square, and also we'll get all the center squares. So first we give this pawn sacrifice, so we'll regain that pawn also. Moves like bishop c4, knight e5 and castling will all launch a systematic attack on blacks. This all we know. So guys, sorry for the disturbance. So now let's start the video because background door noise came. So this is actually a very complex opening and requires a lot of study and analysis. So it is not played that often. I generally recommend playing this opening against an opponent who is slightly rated higher than you. Such a player would most likely be well versed with all the standard opening moves and easily beat you at those. So you might need to try something different like this, and this might be your surprise weapon, especially if you have prepared for it and understand all the main ideas and strategies behind it. So you can use it to complicate the game and create some unusual positions on the board to throw what's to throw your opponent off guard. So just studying it a little or even watching this video will help you in trying it out in your chess tournaments. Talking about tournaments, we are having our very own chess talk online tournaments. Chess talk means chess children. We don't have any tournaments also. I can't conduct also. So okay, I'll try to conduct on Saturday from next week in Chess Channel's YouTube channel. Because we're talking about chess, so I told chess talk. So if you haven't yet subscribed, then please make sure you don't miss out on the fun and become a family member of us. So fastly, a chess channel member right now by clicking the join button below this video. Okay, go fastly and click that join button means all keep subscribe and keep it in the all notification bell. Okay, bell notification in the all section. So and you people will get also all the amazing videos and interesting videos in my channel. So fastly, okay, now so fastly go and subscribe. Okay, now let's look at the two most popular variations in the King's Gambit accepted line. In the first variation, we will see how white can get into a great position, and in the second one, in the second variation, I will show you how black can defend to maintain a solid advantage. Whatever lines I am going to show you are like the best and most popular moves that can be played by both sides. At the end, I will summarize all the important strategies and ideas for both white and black. So keep watching this video till end. Alright, now from here, the most common move by black is g5. This is accepted. See, King's Gambit accepted. If you can't see, I'll just do it here. King's Gambit accepted. So, defending g5 is played because to defend this pawn. So, alright now. He protected that pawn, he defended that pawn. Okay, so this is the main line. Then we play h4 attacking this g5 pawn. g4 attacks the knight. Knight e5 saves it. Yes, so then now if black tries d6, then we can simply take this pawn and equalize the material. So it is a good option. So it is a bad option for black. Therefore, in this position, the best move for black is knight to f6, protecting this pawn. In future, he can play d6 in the next move actually. Because the best move for black is knight f6, which attacks this central pawn also. So now if you want to regain your pawn immediately, you can simply take on g4. You will simply take on g4. So if knight takes, then you take back with your queen. So if knight takes, and if black takes on e4, we play d3. Still he's a pawn up, but still it doesn't matter. Knight into the pawn d3 is there, and knight has to move, and then we can take on f4 with our bishop. So going back, not here, knight f6. Yeah, going back. The best move in this position is bishop c4 attacking f7. See, now we are attacking f7. So then he plays d5, e takes d5, e into d5. Then then comes bishop d6, stopping white from advancing this white from advancing this pawn and also stopping this knight. So then we go d4 for defending the knight and attacking on f4. So we can defend our knight here and also attack on f4. Black castles, white takes, and now if you see, we have a really interesting game. On the board. Yes, white is a pawn up and all these white pieces are closing in on the king. Once we push g3, this pawn will soon fall. And after white castles, even this rook can join in the party. Party means in the attack. All in all, this should be a good game for white. So now let's go back now. Where when we play knight to c3. Yes. Sorry for the messages. Okay. There are just some of the common lines, but there could be many different variations. So let me just summarize what you need to do as white. Basically, it's important to develop your pieces rapidly, especially these 3 minor pieces. I told you what are minor and major pieces, right? So especially these 3 minor pieces, you need to develop it rapidly. So eventually you should push d4 and explore the center. All the center should come to our control and we should play d4. So you should be able to regain your pawn. You should be able to regain your pawn like this is so equalizing, shouldn't be a problem. So we can this e file could be used by your queen attacking the king with checks and discovered attacks, so keep an eye on that. Ultimately, you will need to open up black's king side as soon as you can, and if possible, prevent him from castling. This f7 square is always going to be good attacking point, so always look out for opportunities to expose the black's king. In order to do this, you might have to sacrifice some material at times, so don't be afraid to do that. As I mentioned in the King's Gambit, it is not only about the material, you also need to give emphasis on the positioning of your pieces. Alright, now let's look to black. Now let's look at how black can counter this opening. Even white side we saw a trap. Now we need to see a black side also, because it is important to see in the black side also. So let us see. But before that, I request you to show your support and like this video. So hit that thumbs up button and up button right now. Okay, so a very good way to deal this opening is the Fischer's defense, which starts with the move d6. This is probably the best defense for black. What it does is that not only opens up diagonal for the bishop, but also solidifies the center and prevents white from playing e5 and also knight e5. After this, you will see two main moves. Sorry, not lines. I was telling lines from first, so moves. So it is moves like d4 and bishop c4. Those two main moves you will see. Let's look at d4 first. After d4, we can go for g5, defending this pawn. So not that pawn, this pawn. Even if you place knight into, then queen into is our queen is protecting that pawn. So then comes h4 as usual, attacking the defender. Again g4 attacking the knight. In the whites we saw knight e5, but now he can't play because d into e5 is there. So again g4 attacking that knight, and this time white cannot play knight e5 because of this pawn I told you, right? So also he cannot move to g5 because f6 or h6 simply traps the knight. See, f6 or h6 simply traps the knight, so he will not play that also. Therefore, the best move is to actually go back to g1. Then queen f6 is the best move that I recommend for black. It defends this f4 pawn in case if this pawn is gone by doing bishop b5, bishop to a4, and that cases when we go to bishop d7, and in future also it is defending the pawn. So, and also attacks the center. Pawn. So then knight c3 planning to play knight to d5, attacking the queen, and also doing this. Then he can't protect this pawn. He need to play queen d2, or only queen d2 is the only move. d8, sorry, because if he plays something like queen to e6, then knight into c7, attacking this 3 rook, queen, and the king. So that's the triple attack. So he will plan to play knight to d5. We play knight e7, preventing it. Knight g to e2, putting pressure on f4. So then we go to bishop h6, and then knight g2 putting pressure, and bishop h6 defending it, and queen d2 adding another attacker. See, knight into bishop into queen into bishop into queen. He'll get an extra pawn again. So now bishop d7, then comes d3, forcing this pawn to move, because then he'll get our bishop. So pushing forward isn't a good idea, because the knight f4 gives the knight a very good position or square, and it becomes difficult for us to break. So that's the wrong variation. Therefore, in this position we simply play knight c6, attacking d4, so that this knight cannot move now. G takes on f4, and finally we castle on the queen side. Position is nice and all the pieces are developed. If you look at this position, the material is equal, but our king looks very safe, whereas white's king is still in the center, and we have all these attacking options like knight to d4 and etc, and all these are attacking options on the king side. So this could be a good game for black. So for you or for black, if you're black. Now going back, now let's look at what happens if after d6 white plays bishop c4 in this in this position. We start with h6, preparing for g5. And then comes d4, attacking the f pawn. See, attacking this f pawn. Then comes g5, defending that pawn. White can castle king side. Yes, of course he'll castle. Then bishop g7, putting pressure on the center. c3. Where is c3? Just a minute. Here. c3 and knight c6. So bishop g7 putting pressure on the center, c3, knight c6, and etc. Then g3, trying to open the f file for the rook and bishop. See, if the attacking, open the rook file like this, or else if we capture, then knight moves, and then he can attack on f7. So f file for the rook and bishop he'll try to open. From here we have this interesting move, bishop to h3. attacking the rook. If he moves the rook, then we can tear the pawn, tear apart his king side by clearing the pawns, and also getting, just a minute, we can play here queen d6, pawn into captures, then also clearing the pawns and getting, what can we get here, our queen into the game, so that it is not looking good for white. So in fact, in this position, it's actually best for white to go for the exciting exchange sacrifice. And after all this, if you see the position, black is up in material, king looks much better, and then king looks much better. So safe and better, and there are lot of attacking options up your sleeve. See the long as data. Okay, now now in this position only 30% games are by white. Just to summarize and give you all an overall perspective, as black you need to keep in